Hi, my name is Douglas Best, and I'm a nurse and here today to talk to you about Ready to Work. Now, I worked many years in nursing and have worked as an instructor in secondary, post-secondary, and even in corporate training. But I want to talk to you today about something called Ready to Work is really one of the most awesome things that I've seen come along in some time. Now, when I was young, when I was 17 years old, in fact, there were very few choices available for me to be able to receive training. I was not eligible for Pell Grants, so the only choice I had was to join the Army. And the Army was great, but let's face it's not for everyone. And times have changed, and also they have changed for the better. There are choices out there, but most of them can be quite expensive. Well, today we're going to talk to you about a program, like I said, is probably one of the best and most cost-effective programs I've seen in education and workforce training in my lifetime. Let's go ahead and start our slides. So as we discussed, this program is called Ready to Work. Now, in Ready to Work, our mission is simple. We want to be able to provide an effective solution around skills achievement and career services that connects learners to their jobs. So what we're saying here is we have employers that want you. They want to be able to hire you, put you to work, but we've got to develop these skills and we've got to get these skills to you in an effective amount of time and with an effective cost structure. I think you're really going to like the cost structure. So right now, we are recruiting, let's see, we're working with thousands of healthcare organizations all over the country who are immediately looking to hire new employees just like you. Our employers are looking for immediately hire candidates who are motivated, reliable, trained, and qualified. So that's where we come in. And by we, what I'm talking about are two organizations. And just a little bit of issue here. Okay. I apologize. I just had a little technical difficulty on my end. But the two entities that I'm talking about are Auburn University, which is the Office of Professional Continuing Education that offers online open enrollment programs designed to provide the skills necessary to acquire professional level positions for many in-demand occupations. And the other is Campus Ed, which is a brand new platform aimed at connecting qualified frontline talent to local employers. It's dedicated to high growth sectors like healthcare, IT, and trades, and it also offers users the opportunity to discover new career paths, earn in-demand certifications and credentials, and showcase their skills to local employers looking for frontline talent. So Ready to Work is a completely free training program from Auburn University. It will take you through every step you need to qualify for job placement as a healthcare professional in just as little as 2 weeks. There are thousands of jobs in your local area paying up to $20 an hour and are waiting for candidates who successfully complete the program. So right now, we're recruiting for candidates to become health system medical assistants. And what is a medical assistant? Well, a medical assistant will work either in a clinic or a hospital setting. Sometimes they could work in a rehab facility, and they are there to assist in a variety of different medical procedures or tasks. So you might find them doing something fairly simple, like doing blood pressure, height, and weight, dealing with medical billing and registration, or you might find them dealing with some activities that are more complicated, like drawing blood, the phlebotomy procedures, or doing EKGs, and also not only being able to put the leads onto a patient and being able to record an EKG, but actually know when some of those rhythms are not right and being able to create an intervention with the doctor right there and then. As you go through this, there is a candidate timeline. And so it's not like you're thrown into the fire right away. And we actually take you through different checkpoints to help you navigate where you are depending on your current ability. So checkpoint one, this is where we are today. We're recruiting, we're dealing with enrollment, we're trying to get you interested in this program and what it can do for you. This is where you have success, and we start working a little bit on the critical thinking. Then we get into our healthcare foundations, where we're starting to build our medical terminology, our anatomy, physiology, that sort of thing. We'll move and start building your profile and your portfolio development so that we're building your not only your ability inside but external. We're building that reputation that you're going to need in order to be able not only to be able to get a job, but be able to hold on to it. Checkpoint three is substantive online healthcare instruction. This is where the content starts to get a little bit more complicated, if you will. We start learning what it means when we're doing the EKGs. We start learning about the different lab tests and phlebotomy, drawing blood, what the different tubes need to be that are used. We're learning about that from a book perspective. But then we start to step into hands-on lab instruction, practice and evaluation. We do online lab simulators and instruction. And so all of that rolls into checkpoint four. So once you've gotten all of this great, wonderful development out of the way, then we move to checkpoint five. And in checkpoint five, this is where you can get your national certification. You get national certification, can go with you anywhere. And it is a great document to have that says that you are a certified medical assistant. Then checkpoint six, this becomes the time where we take the qualifications, the referrals, and do placements. Sometimes we have externships where you can practice a little bit. And even in those externships, that's where you can get hired as well. So believe it or not, our candidates are starting new careers in healthcare in just 2 to 4 weeks. You can be ready to get into this training within 2 to 4 weeks. Ready to work candidates complete comprehensive training, includes the professional resume development, the national certification, career readiness training, and job placement services, just as I had recently described. Now, the program is fast, flexible, and it's ready to work. And right now, today, we're doing health systems medical assistant. But in the future, we will be doing pharmacy technician as well. And there you work with a pharmacist and you have to develop your math skills, learn about the different types of drugs and medications and side effects and all the things that go into play with drug management. We also will be having a program called Phlebotomy Technician. Now, in Phlebotomy Technician, your focus is just on the phlebotomy skill itself. Okay, so you learn how to draw blood, you learn how to, what tubes you need to select, you learn the different titles, for instance, what is a CBC, which is a complete blood count, where we're looking at all the different types of components in the blood. That's referred to as hematology. We'll also look at all the chemistry in the blood. We'll even do cultures trying to find out where the infections might be. Then there's also, in the not too distant future, a program for dental assistant where you'll learn how to interview the patient, you'll learn how to work with the cleaning of the teeth and all the different things that go on in assisting the dentist when they're having to deal with cavities and all the different tasks that come into play with dental assistant. So what do we mean by free? Well, guess what? That's exactly what we said. It's free. Okay. In this type of program, what we have is a situation where healthcare technicians are in such high demand that employers in your area have banded together to fund training for selected candidates. The candidate-focused model is geared towards finding and cultivating new talent that can shore up healthcare fields for years to come. Now, for you, it's an investment by you into your community as well, and it's a fantastic opportunity to start a new career in healthcare and to get certified as a healthcare specialist. The issues are you will never see a tuition bill, reimbursement requirement, or any other out-of-pocket expense to participate in this program. This is a phenomenal opportunity to get started and start making that climb up the ladder. This is a moment I'd like to tell you a story about a friend of mine who he actually started out as a janitor. And he was working in a pediatric hospital. And he always got very interested in the babies. I mean, he just was really interested. And nobody in his family had ever been to college before. So the nurses convinced him that he should go to school if he wanted to work with the babies and become a certified nursing assistant. And he did that, and that was an 8-week training, and he got to be able to work with the babies, and that was fine. But then he wanted a little bit more, and so one of the pediatricians convinced him to come and work at his office. But so first he had to go through medical assistant training. So he went and became a medical assistant, and everything was great. But he kind of missed working with the babies. And the doctor said, well, why don't you go and go to nursing school? So he said, well, you think I can do it? And he goes, yes, I think you can. So he went to school and he became a licensed vocational nurse. Some of you may have heard that title as licensed practical nurse. And that's pretty much the same thing. The problem was the hospital didn't let LVNs work there because he really wanted back to the hospital. So guess what he did? He went back to school again, and he went and got his associate's degree as a registered nurse and started working in the hospital with the babies in the neonatal unit, where the babies are very small and need a lot of extended care. Now, while he was there taking care of the babies, guess what? He got bit by the education bug, and he kept going. He went and got his bachelor's degree in nursing. And in fact, the doctors were so impressed with his study ethic and his effort to just keep going that they convinced him to go to nurse practitioner school. So he went to nurse practitioner school, started working as a nurse practitioner, where they can write orders and do some of the same functions as the doctors. And in fact, he decided, you know what? I'm doing the same function as a doctor. So he went on to med school. And now, today, he is a practicing neonatologist. Now, the one thing that he did above all in that entire process is he never said, I can't do it. He never said, that's beyond me. Now, he never said from the beginning, I'm going to be a doctor. All he did was challenge himself at each level to try to keep going. And he just kept going, and he just kept going. And that's because success is the journey. It's never the destination. And the fact that you are here today looking and listening to what we're talking about is making you successful. Because the only time you're not successful is when you quit. And to further that success, I'm hoping that you decide that this program is for you. It's what you should give a shot at trying to do. And who knows how far you'll be able to go. So now going back to some of our content, in the hands-on lab session, it is scheduled locally. So you've gone through your book instruction, you've learned everything. That's really done online. But in hands-on lab, you will practice the skills in a lab close to your location. So you're going to learn to draw blood on mannequins maybe at first in phlebotomy, or then you'll learn how to draw blood on each other for real, or you'll learn how to do vital signs. You'll learn about how to don the appropriate gear in dealing with infection control. All of those things are covered in a hands-on lab session. So we ask for you to be committed, motivated, and to provide your time. Now, like my doctor friend, he was committed, right? He couldn't do it unless he was committed. He had a passion. And having passion is a great way to conquer every barrier that is in your path. I've always said it's much better to be a C or B student who never quits versus an A student where things didn't go right and you quit and walk away. Okay. It's all about being able to travel the journey. You have to be motivated. You have to believe in yourself. Okay. We'll get a finger cut and it will consume us. 99.9% of our brain goes to the negative. We have to be focusing on the positive. So that's why I'll always tell you part of being motivated is you have to love the way you think. Because if you can love the way you think, why would you ever sedate it? Why would you slow it down? Why wouldn't you keep going? And that's what all of this leads to. Now, this doesn't work without your time. You have to commit time. You have to learn how to study. And one of the cool things about this is a lot of times people just jump right into college programs, but they've never honed their study techniques. And all of a sudden, things don't work out for them very well, and they fail, and it didn't work the way they wanted it to. Whereas this is another opportunity that allows you to hone your study techniques and allows you to succeed at this level and the next. Now, speaking about the next level, there are a lot of proprietary programs out there that are going to charge you $18,000 for a medical assistant program. And if you're eligible for Pell, they're going to take up all your Pell Grant money. And when that happens, then you're not able to go to college to get to the next level because your Pell Grant is gone. Or they're going to encourage you to take out these enormous loans that are going to be difficult to pay back until you get to a higher level of education. So the whole point here in this, by going through this program, is you'll be able to save your Pell Grant benefits for higher learning while you develop your learning skills. So programs like nursing, respiratory therapist, they stay within your reach, and you don't create these enormous loans that you have to pay back because this is free, okay? So the key here, you can get started today. Enrollment is free today. We have a link here at the bottom that you can simply copy. It is readytowork.edu.2.com, and then it's /product/5628 health-systems-medical-assistant. At this point in time, are there any questions? I'll let that scroll a little bit in case you're trying to write it down. Okay, do we have any questions? The question is, can I really finish the program in a few weeks? Absolutely. The program is actually designed for learners to be able to finish in just a few weeks. Any other questions? What organizations can we expect to be placed with? Well, I can tell you that we're partnered with several large hospital systems in the area, as well as a number of physician office groups across the southeast area of the state. We're adding more and more participating employers every day. And as I'm sure you've seen, there's a significant shortage of healthcare workers across the country. So they have tasked us with finding qualified individuals in the area to fill their openings, positions, and all I can say is they're ready to hire. You complete the program, you will be exactly qualified for the positions they've tasked us in the area that they want to hire. So there are lab sessions in Detroit that I can attend. How does that work? Lab sessions are scheduled for learners starting this weekend. I mean, labs are there this very weekend. So as soon as you're part of the way through the program, you'll receive an invite from a Ready to Work learner support team to schedule your lab. We're adding more and more dates every day. So if you can't make the ones that are already scheduled, then you can rest assured we'll have another few dates scheduled shortly. During the lab session, the instructor will demonstrate the labs and then walk you through performing the lab exercises with your custom checklist to sign off on each exercise. Okay. When can we expect for the pharmacy tech and phlebotomy to be available? Let me check with my support group and see what we have with that. May 1st. We have a date of May 1st has been listed in our comments section. May 1st. Okay. Do you need to finish all lessons prior to going to the labs? And we'll let our support team help a little bit with some of these extra questions. So basically, you're encouraged to finish as much as possible beforehand. Obviously, you have to know what the process is, what the content is, before you go practice it. So going through trying to be able to put on gear or infection control gear, putting on gloves, there's a way to do that, believe it or not. And you need to be able to visualize that and see that before you start practicing it in the lab. Okay. Also, it's not necessary to have everything done. You're going to get the most out of the lab with the more you know, though. So you have hands-on areas in Detroit. Yes, that's correct. We do. We have labs that are starting this weekend, northeast of Detroit in Brighton. That's one of the things I've been told. I really hope you guys are considering this. This is a wonderful opportunity, and I really, I'm actually one of the instructors. Now, I may or may not be teaching your content, but, I would really look forward to seeing you if possible. And I think it would be a really great opportunity for you to step into this training. We'll be adding, I can also tell you, we'll be adding more locations, dates, and times in the coming weeks for these labs. And you will receive a message from learner support inviting to schedule your labs once you're in the system. So as you progress through the program, okay? You finished and got your certificate already and just excited for the next step in the learning process. That is so awesome, Kay. Very proud of you taking that step and taking the initiative to work through this. This is going to be great. Very, very happy for you. We have booked for labs this weekend. I think that's one of the reach outs to UK in the chat. You can also look at some of the discussions that are going on to the chat. May also help answer questions. Are there any other questions at this time? Okay. Are we able to enroll for more than one program after you have completed one? I'll hand that one over to the support team as well. It's more of a logistics. I'm actually more medical because as an instructor, so we'll hand that to the logistics team. Okay. We get you employed first in the first program, and then we can just talk about the second one. So it can happen once you complete your first program and we get you placed. That's what I'm understanding. So, and part of the placement is part of what we do. That's part of this free program as well. It doesn't work unless we get you working as well. So you work to learn, we work to teach, and then we also work to place. Okay. So the idea is to encourage you to work for a bit, develop your skills, develop your work ethic, so to speak, and then you can come back into one of the programs and learn a little bit more. So in the medical assistant program, for instance, you're already learning phlebotomy. So to want to go into phlebotomy again, you wouldn't have to do that. You're going to learn some EKG too. So you wouldn't have to necessarily go back into an EKG program because you're already going to learn that in the medical assistant program. Okay. Dental and pharmacy are a little bit more on the, a little bit different outside the umbrella of the medical assistant program. Medical assistant is more inclusive. And to be honest, if you have aspirations of climbing the ladder, becoming a nurse, there is no better program to start with than a medical assistant program. Because like I said, it gives you your opportunity to develop your study skills and not jeopardize any special funding that may come along while you attend credit classes, such as Pell Grant funding or scholarships. Thank you so much for the program. I've been enrolled for the MA program and finished up soon. Interested in the phlebotomy program next. That's why I asked. Thank you so much for this session. Very helpful. You're welcome, Tori. Thank you so much for being a part of the program and climbing that ladder. It's awesome. You're definitely being successful. So as it says in chat, we're so very glad to have you. Make sure you get signed up for your lab sessions if you haven't already done so. Okay, I think that's it. I think we're good. It's been a pleasure speaking to you, and I look forward to seeing you again sometime in the not too distant future, perhaps in some of our online instruction. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much.